السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت، وعافنا فيمن عافيت، وتولنا فيمن توليت، وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت، وقنا شر ما قضيت، فإنك تقضي ولا يقضى عليك، إنه لا يذل من واليت ولا يعز من عاديت، تباركت ربنا وتعاليت، فلك الحمد على ما قضيت، نستغفرك اللهم ونتوب إليك. وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم، والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Okay, we're going to be reading from the Reasonings. It's page number 4 for us, and the second paragraph where it says there is nothing. This paragraph, I guess, is labeled a reminder. There is nothing without meaning or purpose in existence, and everything is based on a reality. This indicates the fact that in this restricted world, where pleasure is mixed with pain and many hindrances intervene, in this world which never lacks in envy and mutual wrongs, it is not possible for humanity to realize the perfections towards which it is innately directed. I'll read this again. This indicates the fact that in this restricted world, where pleasure is mixed with pain and many hindrances intervene, in this world which never lacked in envy and mutual wrongs, it is not possible for humanity to realize the perfections towards which it is innately directed. Therefore, there must be another, more spacious realm where nothing hinders another thing, so that humanity can order its worldly life along the way to perfection and contribute to the universal order, so that it will earn eternal happiness in that spacious, eternal realm.
So again, perfection is here emphasized, the importance of perfection again. First, the first sentence, we can go over it simply. There is nothing without meaning or purpose in existence, and everything is based on a reality. Here I said, what do you mean by everything is based on the reality? The meaning of everything points to the reality and demonstrates that it is coming from a one whose existence is real, not temporary. It means self-existent. Reality means this. Although in our daily life we use reality referring to, what is the reality? Referring to the real conditions of the existence of this world. But the word here, we have to be realistic. It means we have to act according to the laws of this universe, the conditions of this universe. But here, the word reality is used, the real existent one. Not like temporary existence. It is not in its proper sense, reality. if we understand this, everything is based on a reality. Means in this world, the word points to the existence of the real existent one and demonstrates that it is coming from a real existent one. This is important because further on, the author will discuss that we need a universal order which is from a divine source. It means this reality. So if this word points to the reality, it means there should be a connection between this temporary world and a permanent existent or absolute self-existent one. If we are aware of this aspect of existence, we expect to be in contact with this source of existence, which is self-existent, real one. Get it? No. No? Yes. No. If someone, let's assume that someone accepts that this world is real, it means the reality, the reality indicates or represents, or the reality is represented by this world. It is completely different from if we are aware that this world does not represent reality, but points to the existence of reality. It means the real existent one. Real existent one means whose existence is self-existent, substantial existence, eternal, absolute existence. Depends on how you see the world. If you see the world that this world represents reality, your worldview and your expectations from life will be completely different. All your expectations from life will be confined to the limits of this universe. It means between birth and death. Right? If you are careful to look at the universe and see that the universe is pointing to a real existent one, because the universe itself acclaims that, proclaims that I cannot sustain my existence, I cannot bring myself into existence, I need a source. And we can read it because points to the universe points to this real source of existence by declaring that I cannot sustain my existence by myself. I think it is clear. So we human beings can comfortably, easily understand that this word points to the existence of a real existent one. The importance of it, as far as our subject is concerned, we will be talking about it. If you understand that the existence of this world depends on an existence of an absolute being, so we are always in contact with it. So we will have always a relationship with it. It means I should bear in mind that, for example, my existence or the existence of my social life depends on a divine source, which means absolute source, which means the self-existent, infinite, absolute source of existence. It means I have to be in contact with this source. So the following paragraph will say this word pleasure is mixed with pain. Oh, that is a very important topic, point that we have to bear in mind. This word contains the pleasure mixed with pain. There's a wisdom in it. I understand it. Oh, no, we understand. If we think about it, through the pain, through the shortcomings, what we do? What we do?
Reflect on the meaning of that experience.
The meaning of the experience of?
Pain.
Yeah, what does it mean? Or the what?
There's
Which
a
kind of
purpose.
help we can get from?
That there's a purpose behind it. It's not meaningless.
It is?
Not meaningless.
Okay, not meaningless. What is the meaning?
First and foremost, that there is a source of this pain.
Oh, that is something else. Oh, yeah, okay.
And if there is a source of this pain, then there's also a source for the antidote of that, or the opposite of that pain. Or that the pain is not independent of
its creator.
its creator and of its opposite.
But what is, so do you think the source of it means the creator of this pain is really torturing us, or?
He's manifesting his qualities through
How?
pain.
How? As far as I am concerned, how it's manifesting? I think you are around it, not in it. So, not in it. So, you wanted to
So
explain.
just to build upon what Farah said. So if we experience pain,
Yeah.
obviously that requires looking for a solution to solve the pain. And so
Okay.
that pain pushes us
Yeah.
to look for a solution.
Solution. How can we use that? That's a good step. One step ahead. Yeah. So, how can we use pain in order to go one step ahead? So, what is it? What is the pain good for? Yeah.
Pushes us
Pushes us.
to do something and look for a solution.
Yes. Okay. What am I supposed to do? Tell me. I have pain. What am I supposed to do? Pushes us. Okay. But what shall I do? Or how can I solve the problem? Would you like to-
Investigate, look for different ways you can get to a solution.
Yeah.
So maybe route A perhaps
So-
may lead you to solution. If not,
Okay.
look for another route. Okay.
Let's stay a bit behind. Would you like to say something you wanted to add?
I was just going to add that pain being one of the things, the other, I guess, variable in this equation is myself, my own existence. So pain allows me to understand myself better. It allows me to understand my restrictions, my capabilities, and which basically points to that I cannot be the solution or the remedy to this pain, and nothing of the nature of this universe can be. So it creates that contradiction, which says I am in pain, but I do not desire pain.
Yes.
Which I guess allows me to look for the meaning of why am I experiencing pain
Through
through
being unable to solve my problem, but being in need of solving the
solution,
problem.
right?
So this contradiction pushes me, as Feriha said, pushes me. How can I solve this problem? So we cannot experience absolute eternity here. We cannot experience it. But the nature of this creation, where it is described very clearly, the pleasure is mixed with pain. That is the nature of this creation. It's a very clear and brave expression, actually, admitting that, yes, we have pain. You cannot pretend as if God made everything perfect and there is no pain. Now, there is pain. Then this pain is, we usually emphasize on this point, contradicts what my humanity expects. My humanity expects perfection. My humanity expects pleasure only, not pain. But it is mixed with pain as it is created in this world. So this contradiction is beautiful. We have to understand. Only through this contradiction that living or being created in this universe, we start searching, questioning what is going on. If there was no contradiction in the existence of this universe, for example, another contradiction that we have to we need to remember this. Universe demonstrates that it is coming from a perfect source. It's not perfect. Why transit? Bleeding. Look, if you are coming from a perfect source, why aren't you perfect? No. We are coming from a perfect source and pointing to the existence of a perfect source of existence, but being not perfect is beautiful. Because if the universe was also perfect, we wouldn't be able to look for the source of it and be confined with this universe, and we would be in trouble with our reality. Why we would be in trouble? Because I need perfection, and I cannot experience perfection. In my own reality, I am experiencing pleasure mixed with pain. It contradicts. So definitely this world is not perfect. My experience shows that I am not perfect, but at the same time, I need perfection. So since this universe points to a perfect source of existence, creator, I say, okay, if I need perfection, I have to expect the perfection to be realized by this perfect source of existence. Right? Do you understand? It looks like as if, long or not clearly put sentence. No, I have to say, I have to realize that, look, I need perfection. The universe points to the fact that it has a perfect source of existence. So my source of existence must also be perfect because of human reasoning. Pointing to the existence of the perfect one of source of existence. So, when I need perfection, I have to refer to this source of perfection, where in my personal life, in my social life, in the expectations of my spirit, I need to connect to Him. Admit that only the one who is perfect can satisfy me. So I shouldn't really expect that I myself can realize perfection by myself.
Elaborate on that.
I cannot realize perfection by myself because I am not perfect. I have no means of realization of perfection, but I need perfection. So I have to refer to the perfect one. Now, as far as the existence is concerned, I need a perfect source of existence. Okay, I am coming from this source. This source has given me existence. But as far as my transient life in this world, right, with my personal life, personal experiences, social experiences, interaction with other people, interaction with other things, these are concerned, I cannot establish a perfect rules of order in my life. How can I make my relationship with the rest of the world perfect? That's why the end of the paragraph emphasizes on the importance of universal order. How can I find the universal order while I am living in this world? Yeah, the best order for me to fit into the conditions of this world. I cannot find it, but I am in need of it. Do we get the reason? This understanding is essential for me because only through the guidance of this perfect one, I can have within this universe, temporary universe, possible perfect way of life, possible perfect relationship with others and dealing with my own human feelings. Because under the guidance of this perfect creator, then I can arrange my temporary life in this world in the possible perfect way. Otherwise, if I try to solve my problems, which is why the problems? Because in this world, what I inevitably experience that pleasure is mixed with pain. I inevitably experience that. So I don't want pain. How can I make this pain useful? We discussed this. Use it as a means of understanding that this world is not the ultimate purpose for me. So my ultimate purpose must be the source of my existence, which is the absolute one. We follow this. That's one way. Another way, how about my life while I'm living in this world within the conditions of this temporary transient world? How am I going to arrange it? Then I will admit that yes, I need a guidance which will show me the universally valid order. Because I cannot comprehend or find out the universally valid order. That is why I will realize that I need a guidance from this perfect source of existence of this world. But we have to understand first that the universe points to the necessary existence of the perfect creator. If someone doesn't want to see it, although he sees but doesn't want to admit that he is seeing it, then he doesn't need the guidance of the creator of the universe. That is a mistake from the beginning, not because it is justifiable. First, deny the reality, what we have to do, what we have to experience, deny it, and then justify that since my existence only within this universe, then I don't need any other guidance. I have to solve my own problems. That's why if a person does not understand that the universe definitely points to the existence or necessarily existence of a creator, this person says, I'm going to arrange my life as much as I can find the best way. That's what this secular societies, civilizations are based on. We have to solve our own problems. We have to benefit, the text will mention as well, we have to benefit from the previous experiences of the previous generations, and accordingly, I will improve my life as much as possible within the conditions of my own capacity. That's why the secular laws come into practice. And they keep renewing themselves. Why? Because they are updating themselves. They are updating themselves because they cannot establish universal rules, universal principles. Now, if you understand that this universe, my existence, the existence of this universe, points to an absolute source of existence, then you say, since this universe has an owner, since I cannot really establish a universal order, then this source of existence, the creator, must help me because I feel the need for help. Because I cannot make it. For example, living in this world, desiring eternity, I cannot guarantee eternity, and nothing can guarantee eternity in this universe. The universe itself is transient. What do we say? Then this human desire for eternity, but at the same time not being able to realize it means pain there. Through this pain, because I want something and I don't have it. Through this pain, I look for solution. And that's a beautiful way of really understanding what reality is while we are being in this world, desiring reality, but not experiencing reality, not practicing reality. We have to go back to the source of existence and saying that only the one who gave me existence in this world can fulfill my desire of eternal existence. So universe cannot provide me with the eternal existence, but the source of existence can. So I trust my creator that he will perform it. Because he gave me the desire for eternal existence, so I can understand and solve my problem, saying that, okay, if I expect this universe to satisfy my need for eternal existence, I will fail. That's a contradiction. I will fail because I know that the universe cannot give eternal existence. It cannot give eternal existence to itself, let alone it will give me my eternal existence. It's impossible. But I desire for it, it solves the problem. But our subject is now about prophethood. Prophethood is mainly based on what? How I should arrange my life while I am living in this world in the best, perfect way. How can I arrange it? My personal life, my social life. How can I arrange it? While I'm living in this world, temporary world. Okay, I know that my creator promises me the perfect life, but in this type of creation, there is no perfect life. But he promises me the perfect life. I know that my death is not the end of my existence, shouldn't be the end of my existence, shouldn't be, because my source of existence is absolute. So there is definitely a real hope that the Creator will provide me the eternal existence. Now, but it is fine, I'm comfortable, but do I have to suffer here? Now, how can I arrange my life while I am living in this world? How can I manage with my desires? But we will discuss all this. And I need guidance as well while I'm living in this world. Now I can solve the problem of expecting eternal existence by saying that since my source of existence is eternal, death should not be considered as the end of my existence. It solves the problem. Yeah, it logically makes sense. Death cannot be the end of my existence because the source of my existence is absolute and eternal and promises me that he will give me the eternal existence through creating the desire for eternal existence within my being. You understand this? This is important. Promise is not in the Quran or in his speech. It is extra, confirming it. Extra means confirming it. But in my own existence, this desire for eternity is the promise of the Creator, right? That he will give me. Because he made me desire for it. Okay. But how about during my life in this world? What shall I do? So this is a very important subject. We understand that intercession, generally understood, intercession of the prophets generally is thought to happen in the hereafter. I don't think so. It doesn't mean that there is nothing, there should be nothing in the hereafter as the intercession. That is nothing to do with my life here. Anything referred to hereafter, I say, okay, let's go there and experience. My my life right now, how can I deal with my life? How can I solve my human problems so that the pains will be fulfilled or will be used in the perfect way so that the pain will urge me to look for the solution and find the true source of solution. That is necessary. If you are not hungry, you don't look for the food. Very simple. If you don't need air, when you close your mouth and nose, you don't try to get the air. You're so comfortable. So we are hungry, we look for the food. Right? We need pleasure, we need absolute pleasure, and this pleasure, we have to look for it. We need, here we will discuss, but I'm going further, we need in our relationship, in our personal and social relationship, how can I deal with my feelings, with my urge? So in my relationship with other people and the other creatures, we need perfect, or as much as perfect within this universe. I have to say as much as perfect. Within the universe, a guidance. We need. There must be a guidance. So the second part of the discussion, we need, if you like, the word divine means absolute source, the creator, divine guidance to help me. How can I make my life better in this world? How can I deal with something which may go wrong, and how can I manage with them? The best way, the universal way. So we will discuss all this later on, but we have to prepare our minds that why we need prophethood. It means why we need divine guidance. They represented to me through a person like me and exemplify it in his life. So I will really benefit from it in order to put it into my practical life. So if someone says, I don't need it, it means he will be in trouble. Why? He will keep updating, changing, try, try and error. So the prophethood will come, messengers will come and help us to solve our problems. It means the prophets are employed in order to intercede between me and the truth, which is the truth, which is the perfect way of life, which is the guidance from divine guidance from my Creator. This intercession is already taking in this world. Do you understand that? If we follow the guidance sent by the Creator, then I am saved. It means the intercession took place already. So when we say the prophets will intercede, they are already interceding. If only I follow the teachings of the prophet. There is no need to wait until the next creation for the intercession. Follow it, you will get the benefits from it. Do you understand? The intercession is very important. Although the intercession is not our subject, but if we understand that we need prophethood, we have to understand the intercession of the prophets. How do they intercede between me and my Creator? By bringing me the divine guidance from the Creator and presenting it to me. If I follow it, I will be in good terms with the divine guidance. It means I will be in good terms and perfect relationship with my source of existence. Get it? Intercession. Intercession is the way of saving myself. How can you save your existence while you are living in the transient world? By following the guidance from your Creator. Do you get that? So when we say the prophet will intercede, if some people say to her, please God, let me have the intercession of your beloved prophet. God says, I have already sent it, man. Why don't you get it? It's out there. It is out there. So without following the guidance sent by the divine source through the prophets, expecting that you will receive the intercession is just false imagination. Well, he will intercede me in the hereafter, and said, well, you didn't accept my intercession in the world. How can I intercede you now? Because you rejected my intercession in the world. Then it's too late. It is what I mean. So we have to understand our relationship with the prophets, which are to be applied in this world. Right?
So I have a two-part question. Earlier we said that, or I guess the way I'm explaining it to myself is that basically imperfect creation has been created perfectly.
By a perfect
one.
So we see the perfection, it's being imperfect.
Yes.
Do you understand the contradiction? Beautiful contradiction, I call it. Beautiful contradiction. Yeah.
So now I have to explain, I have to use an analogy to, I guess, ask my main question. So let's say I join a job at a construction company and day one is the training day. And in the training day, there are broken tools, right?
Broken?
Tools. Tools? To
Yeah.
let's say broken hammer, broken
They
machine.
have.
Yeah, on my training day. And what I'm referring to broken tools is as, again, the imperfect creation, at least as far as this my reality in this universe is concerned, that everything is transient, right? Things are what they seem broken.
We have to make clear that the creation's imperfection is compared to human expectations, capacity.
Right.
Now, if there were no human beings within this universe, the universe is perfect. But because it contradicts the human expectations, according to human expectations, the universe is imperfect. Otherwise, the order looks perfectly working. Yeah.
So let's say now, as the construction employee, my desire is that I want perfect tools, right? I want the perfect form of existence, or not perfect form of existence, perfect creation, and so that then I find myself in need of a trainer to teach me how to use or work with these broken tools, and let's say I have a trainer on the training day. In this analogy, let's say prophets and messengers, and perhaps experiences and everything, right? Every form of creation in a way is educating me in one way or the other. Where is the wisdom in giving me broken tools if at the end of the day I have to, or I must, or I desire to work with perfect tools, or perfect tools? Do you get the question? Yeah.
Now the analogy, the broken tools analogy is not appropriate. Doesn't seem to be appropriate here. Doesn't fit here.
Okay.
Because although we desire perfection, but the universe demonstrates that the universe itself cannot satisfy this desire.
Mhm.
But it doesn't mean that broken tools. The universe is a perfect source of understanding or teaching me that its source of existence must be a perfect one. So the universe is functioning in the perfect way through being imperfect itself, but functioning in the perfect way. But if you, from there, we should understand that universe exists in order to be a witness for human beings, conscious human beings, or conscious beings who are questioning. So for conscious beings, as far as I am concerned, I am aware of the existence, my existence and the existence of other things and the meaning they refer to. So I am a conscious being. I'm questioning. Yeah, I'm a conscious being. So I can say, universe exists for me. For a conscious being, universe is a perfect tool, not a broken tool. Yeah, universe is a perfect tool in order to help me, show me my reality of existence. It means I am here, given existence by a perfect one. So that is only possible by observing the universe before.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I guess, edit the analogy. We can't start it with broken tools because where would you get the idea of having perfect tools? So let's say you're given tools and they break.
Good
So you're
point.
given tools and then they break. So then you're like, why? I use the tools and they're breaking.
Mhm.
What's going on? And then you kind of seek out.
That's how
Figuring
to
out.
deal with this.
Yeah.
Because if I'm giving the broken tools, as Farhan pointed out, it's a good point. How can I be aware of the existence of perfect tools? Because just a training there. But I should be aware of it. That's why the text will emphasize on the potentiality, human potentiality, points to perfection. But how can I make this potentiality come into or turn into capacity in the best way possible within the conditions of this world? Only the one who gave this potentiality to me can show me the way, how to use it in the best way. So the potentiality is different from how can we turn it into real living form. So you wanted to say something. Do you think it's too late? If it is not, please go ahead.
I just wanted clarification on what you meant by universal order. Like we can't establish universal order in it. I might have missed
It
it.
means universal order means an order which is not bound by time and space. Always perfectly functioning within the conditions of this universe. It means human potentiality always points to the perfection or gradual perfection. It means what I mean by perfection, we keep using perfection is different, with different meanings. Is perfection to make itself better, better and better. Potentiality has no limit, either quality-wise and the quantity-wise. You know, how many potential abilities or potential, what is the word? I don't want to confuse with ability. Potentials we have, you cannot count it. You keep discovering, you keep discovering. For example, in the world of physicists, first they understood the universe, oh, everything is perfect order. And the second stage is, no, not really. Everything is curved and relative, therefore. And the third stage is they are going into major changes. We wouldn't know that potentially we could understand that this world can only be seen on a wave-like existence. You understand? But without going through this, we wouldn't be able to understand that I have such potentialities. Endless. The development of science is really uncovering human potentialities and turning them, giving them opportunity to turn into capability of understanding, practicing. So universal means anything which fits and satisfies my potentiality, not my ability. My ability changes. My potentiality has no end, almost not absolute. It's created, but within the universe, I cannot get to the end of my potentiality, neither quantity-wise nor quality-wise. Who can say that one branch of science has reached its pinnacle, finish? Or who can say that one day the branch of one science will discover this and this is the end? No one can say. It means we have an open-ended potentiality. Open-ended. Develops, never gets the end. That is why universal order must fit to the capacity of my potentiality. Who can do that? What can provide this order, universal order? Human, not potentiality. When the potentiality did not come or does not come into capacity, we don't even know what it is. It unfolds itself gradually. First stage is opened, unfolded, right? Then we realize, there is another stage. And then when we go there, there is another stage. That is why all science, it means investigating this universe, goes stage by stage. Doesn't suddenly jump to something without going the appropriate steps. This human capacity and the nature of this universe obviously is like this. We are experiencing it. So I have to go through the stages. If I have not gone through one stage, I wouldn't be able to understand, even or realize or imagine the existence of the second stage. That is why human capacity is limited, human potentiality,
Infinite.
is not limited, open-ended. So universal order will address the human potentiality. So all the existing human-made laws are the results of human capacity, not ability. As much as their previous experiences give them opportunity to make the perfect order if they have good intention. The politicians make the laws and it is always problematic, but mostly the problematic, so it always sides the one who makes the law. Supports the benefits of the group of people who make the law. So let's say a community or a person made a perfect law. It means the law is perfect according to the capacity of this man, not potential. So what we need a set of laws, principles. When I say laws, doesn't mean only fiqh rules, practical laws. It also includes understanding of your existence, which may call it either philosophical side of it or theological side of it, whatever the language you use according to your definition. The theological guidance also we need. For example, we need a guidance how to think. We need a guidance how to interpret my existence. Now, this is all included in the word law here, or order here. So don't understand the law limited to arranging my physical actions or activities only. When the people use Sharia, they limit the word Sharia, set of laws, divine laws, to only arranging side of this Sharia of the human actions here, not human thoughts. If you like, the need of human psychology, human psyche. They don't mean that. It is a misinterpretation or misunderstanding of the word Sharia. The Sharia means the way, how can I live in this world as a human being with or who is or which is in need of really physical arrangements or how do I deal with this life physically, but at the same time, my human side questions. So the Sharia means everything. Now, we can call it Sharia means the whole teaching of the Quran. Right? So in this sense, we need an universal order teaching me how can I deal with the problems of my life. Now, it may be, how can I really use this pencil? Also, it includes in its meaning, how can I interpret the existence of this pencil? That is Sharia. That is what the Quran does. When it comes to the practical side, we understand that the Quran emphasizes on teaching or establishing the universal order. 95% of the Quran on answering the human psyche. 5% is related to my relationship with other physical beings, other human beings. But it is included. So Sharia mainly means this. The content of the Quran, if you look at the content of the Quran, Sharia is this. And this content includes 90% of it, 95% of it, human problems, human feelings. How should I deal with these human feelings? How should I answer the human quest? 5%, how can I treat with other people? How can I, for example, treat animals or in my social life, a range of 5%. But it is a part of it. Okay. I think you didn't finish your question.
So that was it. I just wanted
So
clarity.
universal, this universal order looks to the human potentiality, not to human capacity or ability. Okay.
Can I ask a question? I've been thinking about it. So we started off the discussion with existential pain pushes us to look for how to solve this pain. And therefore, I mean, I'm jumping right now, we seek guidance to help me manage my pain in a way that I feel satisfied in my existence here. I'm thinking, is this pain, which is like a beautiful contradiction where I need eternity, but this universe does not provide eternity. That's the pain. That's the contradiction. That's always with us, right? It always stays. And so when you're able to apply the guidance, so does it help you get rid of the pain, or it's still in the back end of your mind?
No, physically there, but spiritually is not there. For example, you know that you are going to die physically after you realize it. So physically the pain is there. My body will be rotten. Yeah, physically it's there, but spiritually, so your humanity doesn't bother about it because I'm not body. I learned this from the universal order. I'm not body. Now, for example, my previous bodies have gone. And I don't care. But after you cut your nails, do you bother about it? You throw it away. So simple. So if we get the guidance from this universal order, from this divine guidance, the one who created my potentiality knows it, which kind of developments it will, or unfoldings it will go through, right? So when it will come, so he will say, oh, do this and understand this. Watch out about this. We'll give you the guidance during the training period, orientation period. So this is what is going on here. The word is an orientation place, actually, to get ready for our, how do you say, permanent job. So this paragraph is a base for the following.
Gotcha.
Is there a reason why there's some emphasis around spacious realm?
Around what?
So it emphasizes a lot on spacious realm, almost twice, I think, in this paragraph.
Spacious?
Yes. The only thing that I can make of it is that.
Where is it?
Oh,
I say more spacious realm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it means this word, as far as my human expectations is concerned, it's a prison. I call it prison cell. The whole universe is a prison cell. That's why I need to get out of this cell. More spacious place so that I can entertain my existence. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we can. What time is it? Yeah.
10 minutes.
Okay, we have another paragraph, inshallah. Because somehow we are ready to go into the following paragraph.
A reminder and an indication. Although it is not the subject here, I have made an indication of the resurrection. What I want to stress here is that the human innate potential is directed towards eternity. Consider the essence of humanity and the nature of its potential together with what is required to develop it. Then
Now
visit.
we are paying attention potential
Yeah.
to develop. Yeah, we are ready now to understand this vocabulary.
Okay.
How are we going to develop potential? It means not increase the capacity of potentiality, but turn it into practice. Mhm.
Then visit the faculty of imagination, which
Yeah.
is the simplest and smallest servant of human essence.
Yeah.
Ask.
Because imagination, simplest and smallest, we understand it like reasoning. Reasoning is based on substantial experience, cause and effect. We cannot reason which doesn't exist in this universe. But imagination has no limit. That's why it's called here, how the
Simple.
simple and needs development. Then you can improve it. Yeah. Yeah.
Ask, O respected faculty of imagination, I have glad tidings for you. You will be given 1,000,000 years of happy life in this world. You will be able to control everything in this world as you wish. But following this life, you will be sent to an eternal non-existence without being returned to life. What do you think the answer will be? Will it receive your glad tidings happily or utter sighs and regrets?
No. Okay, finish the paragraph. It is important to talk about imagination. Yeah.
Be sure that the essence of humanity will wail in the depths of its conscience and utter, alas, woe to me that there is no eternal happiness. It will reprimand the faculty of imagination and say to it, do not be content with this transient life.
Yeah. Now, imagination is an important element in our existence. And people may not understand how to use it in the best way. We have to realize that the nature of imagination is limited within the conditions of this universe. We cannot imagine something which doesn't exist in this universe. We can liken it, but we cannot imagine. But the people think that imagination goes beyond this universe. No. But imagination, as if that is just an analogy. You want to get out of this room, but there is no door. What do? Wherever you go, you hit your head against the wall. Imagination teaches human being or shows human being that we need to get out of this universe, but imagination cannot go beyond the limits of this universe. The importance of it is, first, major importance, we cannot imagine what is not created within this universe. It means we cannot imagine absolute. That's why imagining the absolute or giving any kind of imaginary form to the absolute will be inevitably invalid, impossible. It is It is because of our misunderstanding of imagination. But imagination is employed in this world in order to force myself to get out of this cell, the prison cell, the universe. Because my desires forces me, look for it. Imagination comes and helps me to go beyond the limits of this universe, but it cannot go itself. It hits the head at the wall, against the wall. So I should understand, I should employ imagination just to realize the need of my need of going beyond the limits of this transient world. That imagination helps me to realize the need. It doesn't help me to understand anything beyond the limits of this universe. Now, imagination always good, because if imagination must be employed in a proper sense. Always we imagine eternity, but we cannot realize it. So imagination helps me. If there was no imagination, if we didn't have any imagination, I cannot imagine tomorrow. I cannot imagine eternity. It means my potentiality doesn't develop. Within my potentiality, after using the imagination, I understand that my potentiality is open-ended. Only after using the imagination. That's why imagination is only a tool to understand the need of my potentiality. So what the people do now, practically human beings do, while they are on a certain stage, especially we understand this practically in scientific studies. It means studying the material side of this world. That the meaning is another matter. So scientific studies, what they come to a stage, they start imagining one step ahead. That's how the sciences develop. How about this, we say? This is functioning. It means the cause and effect relationship here acting in this way. If I use this, but the cause and effect, it's a wrong expression, but it is practical. I'm using it for practical purpose, not philosophical purpose. Practical purpose, we call it cause and effect. Yeah, simple. I hit this table, and this is the cause, we say, and sound is created. That's the effect, we said, in this sense, practical sense. So if I do this, if we do this, and this came out, and then imagination comes and says, look, if you did another way, let's see what will come out. But this another way is not real for me now. But this way of, how do you say, functioning is because of the function of the imagination. So it helps me to go one step ahead, one step ahead. Through the imagination, I understand that this universe must have another side. This is what I mean. For example, the transience of this universe points to the eternity of this universe. And I need eternity, and I imagine eternity. I cannot imagine eternity. But imagination helps me to realize that there is eternity. There must be an eternity. But it cannot show it. But it shows the necessary existence of eternity. Do you see the difference? Because I have some problems with some people, not that some people, dealing with the questioning and answering and, discussing with the people. I realized that people, or it may be possible for us to utilize imagination in the wrong way and find out ourselves in problem. For example, I am imagining now. What I am imagining, I am in the presence of God. No, imagination. No. How? God is there. I am here. And what is God? The product of imagination is likening something of this world. Impossible. It cannot go beyond the limits of this universe. Anything you can make up by likening to this world, it cannot represent the absolute being. So you cannot imagine being in the presence of God, but you can realize that the Creator God is real. I cannot imagine Him, and my being in the presence of God is being conscious of His existence. Look, not imagining Him, being conscious of His existence. For example, I am absolutely sure that I am created. Simple. Absolutely sure that I am created. But the subject is that is not a simple one. But I'm trying to make it easy to understand, in a simple way as possible. I can be here thinking I am here thinking that I am created, right? And my creator must be absolute. So therefore, there must be an absolute creator. I cannot imagine him. How can I live? We talk about living in the presence of God. How can I do that? I can do it only through realizing my createdness, and necessarily, my createdness necessarily points to the existence of the absolute creator. So this is an intellectual conclusion, not imagining the absolute creator. Intellectual conclusion. What is real here? My createdness. Emphasize on your createdness through understanding, realizing your createdness. You conclude that there must be an absolute creator. So in your realization of createdness lies in your necessary existence of the absolute creator. Nothing to do with in the presence of it. If you like, in the presence of your conscious awareness of the necessary existence of the creator. Nothing to do with imagination, do you understand? But you are absolutely sure by using your human consciousness, human potentiality, that there must be such a being. How do I know? I can assure it. How? They say, have you seen God? Some simple-minded people. I mean, but human beings make or present this kind of argument. So that, okay, since this is a human action, we have to answer. Have you seen the God? No. Have you seen God? No. How can you believe his existence? I'm seeing, experiencing my real life that I am created. That's why, while you are supplicating, while you are praying, never imagine that it's possible. Your imagination is false. I mean, you may think that you are imagining it is impossible, but your consciousness will be referred to the necessary existence of the absolute being. Yeah. So while you are praying, say, for example, I am ill, which is the case. I am ill, and please God, I'm not imagining God, the source of existence of healing. I realize through my being ill and being in need of healing. Contradiction, beautiful contradiction. So the healer because the healer. So I am presenting myself to you, all the healer. Am I imagining it? No. What I am realizing it practically my illness. So present your illness. The best example, I love this. I love it. And once I told, I shared with you, but at the same time, we need to share on this occasion as well. Whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, you have to admit that you are created. You are meant. You are being given existence. It means you are not active, you are passive. Whether you say that I don't believe in God, nature made me, okay, you are passive, all right? You have to admit that. The best representation of this understanding is the human going to prostration. I am passive. I am the recipient. I am not the active one. I am not the source of production of anything. Admit this. Admit this. This is your reality. Yeah, somebody may say, I cannot really understand what believing in God means, etc. You may have another problem. But if a person is honest with himself, he must make prostration. Even if he's an atheist, he must make prostration. It means he must be realistic about his own reality now. I am being made. But the question is, by what? That's another step. Now, La ilaha is my reality in this world. Illallah or Illahu, which is the best way, actually. Illahu is my conclusion. By him, everything exists. But if one doesn't want to say Illahu but illa tabi'a, still he has to say La ilaha. This is what I mean? It is our inevitable reality. This is very important. This point is very important and not very widely acknowledged. Sorry?
What does illa tabi'a mean? You said illa tabi'a?
Listen.
No, you said illa tabi'a. You said if you don't say illahu, say what?
Illa bit tabi'a, bit nature. I am made, my nature still requires the acknowledgement of you are being made. So La ilaha is the common platform for all human beings. But if someone doesn't want to say La ilaha, he is just contradicting his human qualities, and you cannot really treat him as a human being. He's just denying his reality. So if someone says, I am made by Mother Nature, I say, okay, do you agree that you are made? Okay, that's the common ground. We have the common ground now. Let's examine whether it is possible to attribute your being made to nature, define it and understand it. That's what I mean. That's why the Quran uses the word what? La ilaha illa hu. Now first establish this. Who means you refer to something. You refer to something. Now let's talk about it. And the Quran explains, and the who is replaced with what? La ilaha illa Allah. Allah represents in the language of the Quran the source of existence of this universe. Nothing in this universe. Now you can argue with the person who admits, who accepts that I am made, okay, and by nature. La ilaha illa إلا الطبيعة. He said, okay, can you explain the nature of this universe within anything within this universe? What do you mean by tabi'ah? Is it a part of the universe? A part of the nature of the universe? Or something else? They will be in trouble. Right? Then they will say from La ilaha illahu to La ilaha illallah. Definitely. But we have to acknowledge that the starting point for the common point for every human being, including the atheists, La ilaha. If someone doesn't accept La ilaha, it means I am made. Don't treat him as a human being. I don't know, a living creature, like an ass or horse or whatever, a dog or something. But that is, this human being cannot be that much corrupt. Right? Okay. Time. Okay. Now, I think we, as long as we understand what imagination is used here, and resurrection, we studied resurrection, and the need for resurrection, it means really need an eternal happiness. How can I practice the eternal happiness within this universe? Is only possible, the text will explain further and further through divine guidance. It means the creator of the universe should send me the guidance. But we are going to study this. For the moment, it is just an introduction. Now, can you read the last sentence? Oh, okay.
Brothers and sisters, look, if this transient happiness, even though it might last millions of years, cannot satisfy the faculty of imagination.
Exactly, the blue. You know, here it is just repeating what he said before, or explaining what he said before. We experience pleasure mixed with pain, right? That is what it really explains here. Yeah.
Cannot satisfy the faculty of imagination, which is just one of the servants of human essence.
So we discussed on many occasions that 1 million, etc., all the examples given to you that you will have a perfect life for 1 year. But for the moment, it seems to be a good token, right? You say, or gift. 1 million, oh, I will be entertaining for 1 million years of pleasures or perfect life, and then it's okay. Well, for 1 million, it seems to be. But think of it, we always emphasize the importance of it. At the end of 1 million years, ask your sense of your imagination. Is it okay now? Can I send you annihilation, into annihilation? Imagination will start thinking another step. It means another 1 million, another 1 million, another 1 million. Because potentiality develops what? Unfolds itself one step by step, step by step. Every step points to the existence of the next step. The next step points to existence of the next step. So we have to understand this example. Although in the beginning, it seems to be 1 million of pleasurable life, pleasurous life is quite enough. 1 million. Well, seems to be. So imaginations should not be satisfied with it, because imagination cannot go into the realm of eternal being, absolute being. Do you understand? So it will come to the wall and say, there is another. There must be something beyond it. There must be something beyond it. So if you take to another wall, it will say there must be something beyond it as well. Okay. These are interesting subjects, actually.
How can it satisfy the human essence itself, which has many more servants, much greater and more important than the faculty of imagination? The only thing which will satisfy it is eternal happiness that lies in the resurrection.
Yeah, okay. Imagination helps me understand the necessity of the existence of eternal happiness, right? Takes me to the door of the eternal happiness, that's it. And I feel it, I understand it. And human beings have much more qualified, I would say, qualities, more important than imagination, reasoning, feelings. Yeah, your feelings doesn't, your real experience, You cannot imagine what, you cannot experience what imagination offers you. But you can practice, experience what your feelings offer you. For example, you say, I'm happy, I'm not happy, I love this, I don't love this. Whatever, you experience it. But you cannot experience anything imagination. So that's why imagination is the simplest tool in the hands of humanity. But it is good, it is created for a purpose, we understand that it functions perfectly. I think we covered today, okay, I'm just putting the date, not realizing that January is over. Yeah, thank you very much. Inshallah, we will start from the third point. If anybody wants the following pages, page 5 and 6, I've got it. I can give it to you. Who wants? You want?
From which book is this from?
Oh, this is from Reasonings. Sorry. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم الحمد لله رب العالمين.